Something I love about Sonic Prime is that it gives each character proper development and nuance. While 9 may have the most screen time out of the side characters, that doesn't mean Amy's alternate versions don't also have something to say. Yes, I'm back to overanalyze another Sonic character. Today we're going to be discussing the 3 alternate Amys in Prime, and how each one represents an important facet of Amy Rose. First, we're going to be starting with her jarring New York City counterpart. While making this video, I actually found Rusty the hardest to analyze. She's so far removed from the sweet, bubbly Amy we all know and love that I couldn't quite connect the dots on what side of Amy she represents. However, I've come to the conclusion that Rusty is the physical manifestation of Amy's worst fear. Amy has always been one of the kindest, most compassionate characters in the franchise. She's not afraid to stick up for her opinions and has a great sense of justice. On the other hand, Rusty is cold, emotionless, and morally corrupt based on her programming. Not only does she lack Amy's kindness, but she is physically unable to have thoughts of her own, as she's programmed to fit either the Council's or 9's orders. She's dependent and dismissive, while Amy is fiercely independent and big-hearted. Rusty is the antithesis to Amy Rose. She's quite literally everything Amy detests, and that alone could convey that a small part of her is afraid of becoming so inhuman. At her core, she's afraid of a world without kindness, and becoming so jaded that kindness is no longer important to her. Rusty emphasizes the extent of Eggman's control, and just how horrific it truly is. Not only did a world without Sonic lead to this dystopian world, but it morphed Amy into her own worst enemy. Someone uncaring, cruel, and lacking a sense of justice, all completely against her will. I also think it's interesting that Rusty functions off of animal energy, while Thorn is so hell-bent on saving the environment. It's an off-putting juxtaposition, and it shows a cool attention to detail. While Rusty is the most devastating version of Amy in Prime, there's actually another iteration that gets similar levels of focus. Welcome to the jungle, because it's time to talk about... Out of the jungle characters, Thorn Rose gets by far the most development. We see her isolating herself from her friends, and even forcing them out of the jungle on multiple occasions in order to protect Mother Nature. I mean, look at these feral beasts. This sort of selfishness is jarringly out of character. It's almost more shocking than Rusty, because unlike her, Thorn is doing all of this out of free will. Thorn represents multiple facets of Amy. First and most obvious, her passionate environmentalist side. As I've said, Amy is very opinionated and often takes it upon herself to serve justice when she sees fit. She's an extremely passionate person, and Thorn emphasizes that to a T. But Thorn also represents a more negative facet of Amy, that being her obsessiveness. Her unhinged nature is almost akin to early Amy, where she was swinging her hammer around and threatening Sonic with marriage. Thorn's obsessiveness over protecting the jungle drives her friends away, just like Amy's obsessiveness over Sonic used to majorly turn him off. Thorn emphasizes Amy's extremism as a character flaw, but also that even in her worst moments, her heart is always in the right place. I love that they made Thorn the sort of duality of Amy's character, simultaneously emphasizing both her greatest quality, her extreme passion and proactivity, and her greatest flaw, that being her more obsessive nature and sometimes overbearing presence. It's nice to see Sonic and Amy's roles flipped as well. Having Sonic be the one to initiate a conversation about feelings is not only a milestone in his own arc, but shows how much the real Amy's kindness has impacted him. I think Thorn is the version of Amy that most conveys how important of a role Amy plays, not just in Sonic's life, but on their entire team. Finally, we have one more Amy to discuss. Let's walk the plank and talk about... Black Rose was interesting to analyze. Like Sails, she's the closest to her canon counterpart. Black Rose is cheerful, optimistic, and exceedingly loyal to her friends and captains. I think this also shows a love for adventure, and that, like Tails, Amy's happy with her life as a hero. However, something interesting about Black Rose is that her loyalty has limits. For example, though she demonstrates a lot of devotion to Dread as captain, she's quick to change her mind when she sees Sonic as a better option. I think this shows that while Amy loves her friends, she's willing to call them out when they could be doing better. She's simultaneously loyal and blunt, and Black Rose encapsulates this perfectly. Another neat little quirk about Black Rose is how passionate she gets telling the story of Dread. I don't know, I just thought it was cute, and it reveals a bit more of her zealous side. Also, it emphasizes how dramatic Amy can be, which is always a fun aspect of her character. While Thorn shows how her dramatic nature can be a detriment, Black Rose shows that being dramatic isn't always a flaw. It's a core part of her character, and it's neat that they included it here. Sonic Prime deconstructs Amy very well, exploring sides to her that previously haven't gotten much development. Unlike Tails, Amy's other versions aren't shaped by trauma, but rather her good and bad qualities, exaggerated tenfold. Prime provides a profound look into her character, exploring not just her fears and obsessive nature, but her passion, kindness, and intense loyalty. Something cool about Sonic Prime is that it isn't afraid to reveal everything about its characters, ugliness and all. Instead of presenting Sonic and his friends as perfect heroes, the show examines them as flawed people. I'm so excited to see where the show takes Amy in the future, and how much more we learn about her through future alternate universes. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you want more of these sort of Sonic Prime character breakdowns. I really appreciate everyone who subbed to me recently. Hi, I hope you're enjoying the content. Again, I have an Instagram. Follow me at CosmoBunny's Corner. Also, if any of y'all have any video requests, please drop them down below. I always love looking for new content ideas from you. Have an amazing day, CosmoBunny family. Peace out.